attendance of the High Commissioner of Fiji to Australia.
And Fijian landscape, and coming from a household that is deeply, yes, it was really wonderful to be able to relate to something like that, so thank you.
Acknowledge our diamond sponsors for this event, Westpac and AIM.
Constructive economic debates rather than be a critic from financial markets. Today, Justin is Westpac's spokesperson.
The forum last year, and the success.
Australian-born Fijian. I am from Coronambuna, Vasupai level.
Thank you, Honourable Mark Golden, Assistant Minister for Trade and Investment, Government of Australia. The Minister for Industry, Trade, Tourism, Local Government, Housing and Community Development, Honourable Pramila Kumar, the Minister for Agriculture, Waterways and Environment, Honourable Mahendra Reddy, the President of the Australia-Fiji Business Council, Stuart Fredrickson, Fijian High Commissioner to Australia, His Excellency Luken Daniwalu, the President of Fiji-Australia Business Council. This happened. Permanent Secretaries, members of the Australian Fiji Business Council, representatives of the business community, ladies and gentlemen, Bulaminaka, and a very good afternoon to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to be with you all here in Brisbane as we kick off the 25th Australia-Fiji Business Forum. Today's event stands as evidence of the intimate economic relationship between Fiji and Australia. A relationship whose strength is owed in no small way to the business communities of both countries, a commitment to strengthening this bond year after year. Friends, I'm confident that history will already remember 2019 as a momentous year for the Fiji-Australian friendship. As you've heard, in January, I had the pleasure of hosting my counterpart, Scott Morrison, in his first official visit to Fiji, and the first ever such visit by an Australian Prime Minister to our shores. And last month, we switched roles as I came to Australia for an official visit of my own. And just last week, again, Scott was in Fiji. Scott was again in Fiji to watch our rugby league teams go head-to-head in the 2019 Prime Minister's 13. The frequency of these visits and this direct line of communication we've established are unprecedented. Scott and I have formalized this new chapter in Fiji-Australia relations by putting ink to paper with the Fiji-Australia Voreqe partnership. Some of you may have heard this was signed in Canberra in my last visit. Voreqe means family in indigenous Fijian, and this agreement seeks to significantly bolster our bilateral ties. I don't just say that because Scott doubled the amount of cover I'm allowed to bring when I come to Australia either. An announcement he just made the last couple of days. But there's still room for the relationship to grow. And Fiji is keen to work with Australia to keep up the momentum by updating our double taxation agreement. Over the years, this forum has evolved to become a hallmark event for Australian business people who are looking to Fiji for investment and business opportunities. With over 120 companies as members, this forum has become the perfect space for any business engaged in bilateral trade or looking to engage in the future. As we come together for this year's event, joined by the highest levels of government from both Fiji and Australia, it's clear now, more than ever, this forum is a dynamic platform for exchanging ideas, engaging in networking, and exploring business opportunities between the two countries. My government has always understood that while government is a facilitator to economic activity, the real engine for growth is the private sector. And we are dedicated to making sure that engine is well oiled and humming. It's why we've taken bold steps such as the divestment of shares in state-owned enterprises, and why we are actively forging public-private partnerships to transform public housing and improve our hospitals, the latter in partnership with Australia's Aspen Medical. As you also have heard, our corporate tax rate stands at 20%, one of the lowest rates in the region. And for those foreign companies that establish their global and regional headquarters in Fiji, that rate drops even further to 17%. And if you list your company on the South Pacific Stock Exchange, you pay only a corporate tax rate of 10%, with no tax on dividends. By the way, next year, Fiji will, through the South Pacific Stock Exchange, host the World Exchange Congress. The Fijian labor force is one of the most skilled and educated within the region. Our people will prove to be a foreign company's greatest asset when investing in Fiji. Fijians speak English with neutral accents, as we have been informed by experts in the call center business. And we've made massive investments in ICT infrastructure, like the soon-to-be upgraded Southern Cross cable, that can support the growth of call centers and back-end business processing, allowing the natural charisma and talent of our people, in particular our youth, to be turned into new career paths and investment opportunities. And that immense human capital is only set to increase in the years ahead as we reap the first yields of our massive investment in education, including universal primary and secondary schooling, and historic access and opportunities to tertiary institutions and training. With that new wave of educated young people comes a new skilled workforce waiting to take your business to the next level. Our tourism sector is thriving. 365,000 Australians visited our shores in 2018 alone. That's a huge opportunity in itself for his investment in the sector to augment different segments to capture the MICE markets, meetings, incentives, conferencing, and exhibitions. Fiji has proven to be a secure and reliable business environment across a wide range of industries. And our agro sector is ripe for opportunities, not only in agricultural produce, but in livestock and dairy, where Fiji has proved we can add serious value through agro processing across the sector. And we are making a serious move into the aged care space with generous tax incentives for the development of retirement villages. Which makes sense, as new retirees would be hard-pressed to find a better place with better people than Fiji. From garment and textile production, to manufacturing, to mining, to filmmaking, and information technology and more, we are diversifying our economy in new and innovative ways. With each new door that is open, we are witnessing lucrative opportunities found in previously untapped potential. We've emerged as a regional hub across multiple sectors, especially for businesses that want to tap into that perfect Fijian formula, a mix of competitive advantages from our air connections, our infrastructure, to the natural talents of our people. Your neighbors in New Zealand are currently bidding you to this opportunity as they increasingly take part in our outsourcing opportunities. And over the years, Fiji has developed our banking and financial institutions to provide full financial services. We are also expediting the registration process for foreign investment projects. That streamlining has seriously picked up pace in recent months with Digital Fiji, a sweeping digitization program that we have undertaken in partnership with the Singaporean government. Recently, I had the privilege of launching the Digital Fiji platform. Those in this room will be excited to hear that initial initiatives under Digital Fiji have already brought a number of our company registration services online for the first time, including e-payment for registration under our new Biz Fiji portal. This new online business portal has given users the ability to access a step-by-step guide and checklist to easily walk them through the registration process, and allows you to download application forms to start a business or obtain a construction permit. By providing this information in a one-stop shop, we have drastically reduced the time required to seek out paperwork. This streamlining has been met with commitments by relevant agencies to quickly process applications, improve their service delivery, and we plan to hold them accountable to this raised bar. But this is just a preview of what's ahead. Over the course of the next 18 months, Biz Fiji will evolve into a full online submission and approvals portal, allowing business licenses and construction permits to be issued entirely online through this portal. When we speak of this type of business efficiency in Fiji, there are always murmurings of the World Bank Group's ease of doing business rankings and how Fiji has historically underperformed in its standing. While these rankings have their flaws and biases, they highlight a common cause that is shared by my government, and that is cutting red tape and unwanted bureaucracy. We are wholly committed to improving service delivery and streamlining business efficiency. And with recent measures that have been taken, I am confident that you will see a steady rise in Fiji's ease of business ranking starting in 2020, when many of our new and planned reforms have fully come into effect and have been considered by the World Bank during their annual review process. To ensure we stay on track this year, my cabinet approved the establishment of a new EODB task force under the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Tourism. And this task force will have my full backing to streamline procedures and processes, eliminate repetition and inconsistencies, and bring business transparency to new heights in Fiji. With these goals in mind, but also recognizing that the best perspective comes from within the private sector itself, we have recently established the Fiji Revenue and Customs Service Business Reform Committee, a group of business leaders representing sectors and industries, large and small. The committee, which held its first meeting in August of this year, is charged with reviewing Fiji's tax and customs services, improving stakeholder engagement strategies within FRCS, and building FRCS capacity to better accommodate businesses of all varieties, ensuring that all people, businesses and sector receive professional services from FRCS, a critical step towards a more inclusive, agile and robust economy. My friends, Fiji's 10 years of consecutive economic growth, alongside the host of incentives designed to make the Fijian market attractive for foreign investors, means that there is no better time to invest in our beloved country. Through our infrastructure investments and recent tax reforms, we've laid the groundwork for a host of new businesses to thrive, from ICT to road companies, to consultancies and technical services, to retirement communities and more. Your potential is limitless. Ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to our discussions this evening and of course tomorrow. The resources at your disposal in this room are vast. Our delegation includes my Minister for Trade, Tourism, Local Government, Housing and Community Development, Honorable Pramila Kumar, our Minister for Agriculture, Waterways and Environment, Honorable Mahendra Reddy, Permanent Secretary for Industry, Trade and Tourism, Shaheen Ali, and my Permanent Secretary from our office, and Daniel Stowe from the Trade Commission. Daniel, where are you? Daniel? Who will be able to provide you more information and recent reforms and assist you with any questions. I would like to thank the Australia-Fiji Business Council for organizing this impressive event, and I wish all the participants of the 25th Australia-Fiji Business Forum a fruitful 2 days of networking and exchanges. I urge you all to seize the opportunity at your feet here in Brisbane. Thank you and God bless you all.